for you to join our regular video chat. Very big honor to have you in here. Look, we have been, I think most of us have been following you for quite a while. I think for myself, over 10 years now. I know your name really well, but I have never met you in person. This is the first time. I have saw you with lots of publications. I'm really amazed by the kind of, I would say, prediction. Oh, that's great. So look, from my memory, I think you've been in the industry for nearly three decades, even more.
Um, Over four now, 42 years since I was originally a journalist working for newspapers, and I was appointed property editor of the Courier Mail newspaper in Brisbane, and that was the start of a specialisation in researching and writing about residential real estate across the country. So that started, 42 years ago. Change happening. Right now, the market everybody wants to be in is Perth, but we feel that's had 3 years of strong growth and is at a very high peak. And we urge investors to be cautious about climbing into that market. Far too many people, we think, are jumping into that market and buying recklessly without due diligence. So we see change happening there. Some of the markets that aren't performing, Maggie's asking what tools do I recommend to help narrow down the suburbs once you've identified an area? What are the metrics you look for when narrowing down at suburb level? But I honestly believe that the suburb doesn't matter so much. What's important is identifying perhaps the local government area and or a regional town. They're all, to a certain degree, influenced by the same factors, like a local government area in a city like Melbourne or in Brisbane. They'll all be influenced by like a major infrastructure project, which is improving access to that area, for example, or a major new hospital that's being built, which is going to generate a lot of jobs during construction, but particularly after the project is finished and people are working in the new hospital. So lots of different suburbs will benefit from that. And the suburb's name doesn't really matter. It's the individual property and what it's close to. And it comes down to basics at street level, proximity to public transport, proximity to schools, proximity to shopping, and also green space can be also helpful. Things that are likely to make people want to live there as tenants, and also in some time in the future when it comes time to sell, perhaps, likely to make people want to buy that piece of real estate because it's close to schools and shops and all the things that matter to people living in the area. So those are the very simple fundamentals that matter most once you've got to a particular area influenced. You've chosen it because of a major infrastructure project or because jobs are being created there. Urge people to be careful on how they buy in Perth, because we're having conversations with selling agents saying, we listed a property last week, we've sold it within a week, we had 20 offers and they're all unconditional and they're all offering more than the asking price. It may seem cheap if you're in Sydney and you can buy something for $600,000 in Perth, but that doesn't mean it's not a bargain, that you may be paying too much for a property and may be overvalued at the price you're paying. And if you're not exercising due diligence, building and pest inspections, you're signing a contract subject to nothing, then you're very vulnerable. My advice to people, if you can't buy with due diligence, then you shouldn't buy at all. There are other good places to buy other than Perth. And I just think it's herd mentality that's driving people to want to just dive in and grab anything. The mentality seems to be for a lot of investors, anything you buy in Perth at any price is going to give you growth.